Okay, so I look a little bit crazy right now because I'm in the middle of filming a look for another video, but I did pick up a couple products at Sephora this weekend, and I'm here to do a first impressions kind of thing. First impressions, maybe wear test on the foundation or skin tint, but I did pick up the Fenty Beauty Ease Drops in the shade 7. I don't have, oh, the packaging's back there, but you've probably all seen the packaging by now. And I went ahead and got the Dior powder, Powder No Powder, in the shade 2N. So I'm going to be testing out these products today. Alright, so I'm not going to apply any primer because I like to see how a foundation slash face product works with no primer. So let me just shake this up real quick. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of it, and we're going to see how this works. Alright, so taking a dab on my forehead. Now, I don't do foundation reviews slash first impressions because I don't really buy a lot of them. But yeah, I'm just going to blend it in with my Real Technique stippling brush. This is the brush I use for pretty much every foundation that I have. Okay, so shade match. Excellent shade match. Like, this matches exactly, and I have a little bit of a tan going on. So yeah, the shade 7 is like literally perfect. Alright, so upon first application, it didn't really, it looks like my skin, but like better, so that's good. I'm going to go in with another drop and put it on the cheek. Just going to wipe my lip balm off here. Alright, hopefully, should I zoom in a little more? I'm trying to do this without having the camera or the mirror in the way. Alright, so it's going on nice. It's very light. I'm wondering if you can build it up. I mean, I'm into lighter coverage foundations anyways. Okay, so that looks cool. It's like, it gives me like a perfected look, but at the same time it still looks like my skin, which I think is the point of a skin tint. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit just so you can see both sides. So this is my skin with nothing on it. I don't have any primer or anything. You can see I have quite large pores in this area here. And then I put the skin tint on this side. It didn't do a whole heck of a lot for blurring my pores, but it just kind of evened everything out so it looks more even. And then my forehead, I applied it on my forehead. This is what it looks like up close. I mean, it's not doing anything for my pores. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that I have been sitting here for, I don't know, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, could be an hour. Sometimes the oils that accumulate after I put on my moisturizer and let it sit, depending on how long I've let it sit, oils that have accumulated on my skin do affect the wear of foundations. I was going to put this on a lot sooner, but I got sidetracked and it didn't go on a lot sooner. So, I mean, obviously this is just the first impressions. I will have to be testing this for another couple days to come back with actual thoughts and opinions and see how it wears, underneath different primers. But so far I'm liking the light, but I definitely noticed the coverage on it. Now, I heard you can build it up. I might not build it up today because my skin doesn't need a lot of help today. I just needed a little bit of evening out. But yeah, so far I like. When I am going for a lightweight coverage foundation, I usually go for my Dior Backstage, and that is the like my go-to summer foundation. I don't like a lot of coverage anymore. I find less is more, especially when your skin is textured, and I don't want to say aging but at the same time, like, I don't have 20-something skin anymore, so I have to take some things into consideration. But yeah, so far I love the way that looks. I mean, I kind of wish that it blurred a little bit more of my pores, but again, that could just be because I left it quite some time after moisturization application and then putting this on. But I'm not going to put any more on. Actually, maybe I will. Maybe I'll just build a little bit more up here just to see if it can. That's a lot. I'm going to spread it out here. I can't believe how well the color matches me. That's amazing. Okay, maybe I'll blend this out. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna let it sit for a couple seconds on the other side and then tap it out with my sponge here. Sometimes I find that it helps give extra coverage if you let something sit and then you tap it out with a sponge. Alright, we'll go in there now. Okay, so it didn't really build up a whole heck of a lot. For me, it was kind of like the same as, it looks the same as it did with the first coverage, but yeah. So that is the first time using the skin tint. I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit of concealer and then we will do the powder. Okay, so going in with the Dior Powder No Powder. I'm super excited about this. I've wanted this powder, it's been on my list for a little while now since it first came out. I'm just using my old, I need to get a new brush actually, but just using this old fluffy brush. And I'm just going to take some powder on my brush and start working it in. Okay, it gave me a little bit of a sheen. I'm used to using loose powder, so using a powder, a pressed powder is, well, I guess I use my MAC pressed powder sometimes, so this shouldn't be too foreign to me. Okay, I like the way that it looks on my nose. It kind of like smoothed my nose out. I don't find it did, can you notice on the forehead? Maybe, maybe not. I'm just going to put some on my chin. Okay, I'm liking, it looks nice. I was afraid that this color would be too dark, but it also says on the back that it's Professional Performance Perfecting Translucent Powder. Natural Radiant Blur Effect All Day Matte Finish. Okay, so it definitely mattified, but still left it with a sheen that I like. It looks skin-like. I like the way my chin looks. Actually, I love the way my chin looks right now. Now, I don't usually put powder here, but maybe I will just for the sake of this video. I will zoom in just a second. I don't usually put powder here just because my skin gets so dry and I don't like the feel of it, but okay, so it definitely blurred a little bit. Let me zoom you in so you can see. Let me just move my mirror a little bit. Okay, so this is the side with the powder. This is my chin with the powder on it. This is the side with no powder. I don't know if you can see the difference. It is mattified, but it's a very nice sheen. You can definitely still see my pores on this side, but they are definitely blurred out just a smidge. I like that. And the forehead, I have problems with powders on my forehead just because I have a lot of pores on my forehead, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't super impressed how it looked on the forehead, but I do like the way it makes my nose and my chin look, so that's cool. First impressions I like. Let me just zoom you out. Whoop, that's in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and apply the powder to the other side now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. And I will come back in a little bit and give you an update on how it's all looking. Okay, my makeup is all complete now. I've added blush, highlight. I've got to say, so far I'm liking the way the Fenty skin tint is looking with the Dior powder. Both of them so far are a hit. We will see how they wear throughout the day. I will try and check in a few hours, maybe 4, and then I'll check in at the end of the day before I take my makeup off to let you guys know how it wears. I'm planning on going outside for a little bit today. It's a beautiful day, but other than that, I don't have anything too strenuous going on, maybe a workout. But yeah, I will check in with you later to let you guys know how it is wearing throughout the day. Okay, so I thought I would give you a quick window natural light glimpse before I go ahead and wear this for the rest of the day. So this is what you can see Sebastian in the background. This is what my face looks like. I'm sitting right in front of the window. There is no direct sunlight on me, but I will zoom in a little bit just so you can see. So this is the forehead. Not looking too bad. This is the cheeks area. So I still have skin, like you can still see a bit of my beauty marks there. You can still see like skin texture, which is really, really cool. I like that. And the other side, you can still see a little bit of the pores here. Of course, it didn't completely blur those out. I do have some pigmentation there. But yeah, all in all, that is what my skin is looking like in the natural light. So I will come back and give you a wear test probably when I have to blot for the first time. We'll see when that's going to be. When I finished filming the video, it looked like my forehead was already getting a little bit oily, but it's not. It just looks dewy and skin-like. Okay, so you will see me again in a little bit. Okay, so it is now nearly 1:30 and we are at the 3-hour mark, and I'm gonna go ahead and blot because I'm already getting oily, and before I let this sit all day and it breaks down the foundation anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and blot. So I don't know if you can tell that it's greasy or oily, but let me just turn maybe a light off. Can you tell? I'm not sure if you can or not. I don't know how many lights to turn off here, but probably can't tell, but I am a little bit greasy. So I'm going to take a tissue and I'm just going to blot my face the way I always do. And yeah, maybe you'll be able to see afterward the difference. I'm hoping. But yeah, 3 hours. And I need to blot. I mean, I could have blotted it an hour ago, but I got sidetracked with work. So yeah, this is how it is looking after I blotted. You can tell it's a little less shiny, reflective. I'm not gonna bother touching up any areas. It still looks good for the most part. Need to wait till my redness dies down. My face is very sensitive, and when I push on it, it gets red. Okay, so the powder, no powder, still looks to be giving me that shiny skin-like finish. But yeah, it's looking still pretty good so far. I don't see it rubbed off on any part of my face yet. So yeah, I will continue on going on with the wear test, and my dehumidifier just kicked on. So you will see me again probably at the end of the day when I go take my makeup off. It's wearing pretty well so far, so if that's the case, then I will just check in at the end of the day. If it starts breaking down before that, I will come back and update you guys when that happens. Alright, so last check-in of the day. It is around 6:30, quarter to 7. I think it's actually 7. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. My phone's in the other room. I just checked on the time. I'm going to do my last check-in now because I'm getting kind of tired, and I usually wash my face around 8 o'clock, 8:30, and it's going to be that time soon. And by the time it's that time, I'm going to be too tired to get on here and talk and look at these bright lights. So, final wear test. I've had this on since 10:30 this morning. 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. It's been on for 8.5 hours, give or take. It's lasted better than I thought it was going to last. I did a workout. I sat outside in the sun for a little bit. I mean, I did have to blot several times, so I mean, that's not anything completely unusual depending on how I do my makeup, what powders I use, what foundation I use. Having to blot my face every couple of hours is not completely abnormal. I will test each of these products out with different, like for example the powder, I'll test this powder out with a more mattifying powder because the way this powder acts, it does give like a smoothing, blurring effect. I can attest to that. It did make my skin look more skin-like, so that's awesome. So I feel like this might be a better powder for me over top of a more mattifying foundation. As for this lasted really, really well. I don't see any, like maybe a little bit around my nose here. I'll give you a close-up in a couple seconds. My chin lasted, it's looking decent for, I mean, being on for 8 hours and putting it through a workout. I feel like the fact that I did a blot every couple hours did help, because if you keep the oil on your face for longer, I find that helps. That doesn't do well for things breaking down, like it makes it break down quicker. But I will try this again with a different powder, like maybe I'll use my little, my MAC powder on top, or my Fenty powder. That could be a good match. We'll see how that works. But yeah, so first impressions, I'm impressed. I like the way they worked. Whether I would wear them, I would not put these two products together if I needed something to last all day I would not put those two products together if I needed my makeup to last all day with little touch-ups. And by touch-ups I mean shine control, because I can't let that go all day. Oh, give me 1 second here. Okay guys, so I just had to turn my dehumidifier off. It was loud and I didn't want to have to shout over it. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying just before I had to go and turn that off. That's my memory span right now. I will zoom you in though just so you can get a close-up of what we're dealing with here. So, I mean, it's been all day, and it's held up significantly well. There's been no fading anywhere on the forehead. On the cheeks, I mean, pores are still somewhat visible, but they were all day long. But I don't see hardly any, like maybe there's a bit that wore off beside my nose. But other than that, like maybe the chin's a little more red, but it's held up pretty well, I think. Alright, let's get you out of my face. Okay guys, so I probably should have mentioned this in the beginning, but of course I'm really bad at these first impressions reviews. But I do have oily skin that is dehydrated, so it's not dry, like I don't have dry flakes, but my skin does require like more moisture the older I'm getting, but it is oily, so I do develop oils in the T-zone area. Anyways, I should have stated that from the beginning, but I didn't, so here we are. Okay, I think that is all I have to say. Like I said, I'm going to test these products out with different foundations with this and different powders with this. So I will come back once I've gathered my full thoughts, and I will give you guys an update on how I'm loving these products or how I'm getting along with them. Alright, I hope you guys found this video somewhat useful and informative. I had fun filming it. I don't film too many of these just because I don't go out and buy new products that often, but when products like kind of like grab at me and pull at me, these videos are really fun to do. Anyways, consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!